EVMUX prides itself on being a fully customizable, web-based streaming platform, and I'm excited to share some tutorials on how best to use it. In case you didn't know, I'm Kirk Nugent, your live video coach, and on this channel, I give you the step-by-step guides and practical tutorials for the do-it-yourself video creator that learns visually. And today we're looking at the EVMUX way of adding team members and collaborators. So you've already set up your EVMUX account, you've already understood the dashboard, projects, and sessions, and I'm hoping that you even used my affiliate link, which is in the description, kirkarnugent.live/EVMUX, to do all of that. So now let's see, how do we add a collaborator? And just right at the outset, a collaborator is a team member. A collaborator is somebody who's going to have access to help you do all kinds of functions while you're live for your live show session. So here we're looking at the dashboard, and I'm going to look at adding a collaborator to the How It All Works project. Now, to be clear, collaborators are added per project. So you would go into one of these projects. So we're looking at the dashboard, we're looking at the projects page. So we're not in any one of the projects just yet, and we would select one. So let's say we select How It All Works, we select that project, and then we can go to settings. And in settings, we have the ability right over here to add collaborators. All right, let's do that one more time. Let's go back to view all projects. We're going to do that one more time. All right, so here we are going to go to How It All Works, the project. Right, we're looking at How It All Works, the project. We're clicking on that. Now you'll see that this is now How It All Works in the top left. Right, How It All Works in the top left, which means all these options are now for that project: dashboard, speakers, sessions, and settings. So we want the fourth option down, which is settings. We click on that, settings, and in the settings you can put some details about your project, right? But that's not what we're here for. We're here for this item right here, and that is collaborators. Collaborators is where we will add in collaborators. This is where we add in their email address. And once we add their email address, so you would simply need to talk with or have one of your collaborators create a free account. They don't necessarily have to have a paid account. Have your collaborator create a free account on EVMUX, hopefully using my link, kirkarnugent.com, kirkarnugent.live/EVMUX. But have them create a free account, and once they have that email address verified, send that email address to you. You can then put it in this screen at this point. So I'm going to type in the account, the email address that we used to create my son's account in the previous video, and we're going to click on that, and it says invitation will be sent on save. Invitation will be sent on save. If we scroll down here to the bottom, we have to click save. We do have to click save. I'm going to save that, and you can see in the top it says success, How It All Works successfully updated, and we are seeing here now that it says waiting for approval. Waiting for approval. So now let's go over to that email address in my son's account, and let's see what that looks like. So we're in my son's account, and immediately after I click refresh, I got a little notification up here at the top that said you have been invited. So I'm going to click on this bell, and you can see here How It All Works has invited you to collaborate. How It All Works has invited you to collaborate. And so we have that here. And so that's probably the easiest way to have your collaborators find that invitation in their account. Just click on the notification bell in the top right corner and find that invitation. But they can also go into their email, and they would have received an email from EVMUX that highlights that they have been invited, and they can simply click the accept invite link to accept that invitation. So either way will work. And then once we click on to accept this invitation, we have this come up, and we can click accept. And now we actually have access. Now keep in mind, this hasn't changed. This is still Carson Nugent up here in the top corner. But now we actually have access to the entire project for How It All Works. You can see that So there's the Carson project and there's the How It All Works project. So now we have access to this entire project of How It All Works, all the different things that I set up under my account, which is a paid account, pro account. I can now access them. Under my son's account, it can be accessed as a collaborator. And so we can actually go to sessions. You can see the different sessions that are here. We can even go into studio, right? So we can go into the studio and you can see immediately that all of these things, so Kirk is here, right? but not there yet, but you can see all the assets are still here and available even under Carson's account. Even under Carson's account, all these assets are available and ready to go. So that's pretty awesome. You can manage guests. You can manage comments for that person. They can put comments on screen. They can actually help you produce the entire show. This collaborator function is absolutely phenomenal. For those of you who are looking to expand your team, or look, this is free game I'm giving out right now. There are people who want to learn how to live stream, but they don't want to live stream themselves. So if you're an avid live streamer, you're using EVMUX, bring in one of those people who are eager to learn, have them get their feet wet by helping you produce your show. Then they'll know what to do when it's time for them to do their own show. Many different options here that this collaborator functionality gives you. And if we go back to the dashboard, just with the click of a button, we can go back to the Carson project, which is the project we set up for his account. And we're back. You can see that it has changed here. You're using the free version because he has a free version. He doesn't have the pro version, but when he switches right here, we'll click on this, we can switch back to the How It All Works project. We switches back to this. You notice that that limitation is gone. And he has access to the 3 sessions, 3 studios that I have set up under the How It All Works brand, which is pretty awesome. Now that we've done that, let's go back over to my account and let's take a look at what do you have to do to add speakers. Let's do that right now. So now we're back in my account. This is the Kirk Nugent. You see that in the top right? So you can always tell which account I'm in by looking in that top right there, and that's where we are. So we're back in this account and we are looking at the dashboard where all the projects are. So we have the 2 projects here. That's the projects that I have. And so what I'm going to do is select one of the projects. I'm going to select How It All Works because I have a speaker already created in How It All Works, and I want you to see what that speaker profile looks like and some of the things that that speaker has access to. So now that we've selected the project How It All Works, right? We selected that project How It All Works. Now we can click on speakers, and you'll see in the speakers section, I use my middle name, Richmond. So Mr. Richmond Nugent is here as a speaker, and I can click on that speaker and see what that speaker has access to. So we're going to, of course, some of these email addresses and things have been blurred out because we don't want you to see that, the thousands of people to see that. But you have this whole speaker profile, and you can have one of your admins or VAs come in and edit the speaker profile, because the first name and last name and title, position, all of those things do show up when they enter a studio. So you can actually pre-build your lower thirds within EVMUX by adding these names and titles properly to the speakers you're going to have as guests on your show, as speakers for your live event. Maybe it's a one-day seminar. Maybe you're launching a product as a coach, consultant, or author. Whatever it is, this platform can get you across the line, and it does it in a fashion that is very low cost, right? The bar for entry is actually very low. So definitely something that I highly recommend. Use that affiliate link in the description to get started. You're going to notice here that sessions, notice right here on the right side of the screen, you'll see speaker personal login URL. And again, that's going to be grayed out. But then you're also going to see this sessions. Now in the sessions section, one session has been added, and that is How It All Works Live. That's the session/studio that this particular speaker has access to. When the speaker enters this room, that room allows him or her access to this session. Speaker enters the room. That room has access to the session, and then producers like me or collaborators like what we just set up can see that person in the green room and bring them on screen when they feel the need, or they just leave them there. But check this out. If I hit this down arrow, or if I just hit the speaker sessions, I get options of all the other sessions that are available under this project. So we have 3 sessions available under this project. This speaker has access to one of them. And what we can see here is that now I can simply click and add and give that speaker access to the midweek huddle. And they already had access to how it all works live. Now they have access to the midweek huddle. And then I only have one left. I can click to add and give them access to Amazon Live. If you have a speaker that is showing up on multiple of your shows, which would be represented by different sessions, you can add them simply on the speaker page, and their one speaker URL will give them access to all of those. And whenever you are ready to remove them, you can simply go through and delete those that you don't want them to have access to. Real quick, we're gonna redo this process because this speaker was already created. We're gonna go and switch projects. I'm switching to the composition project, and we're gonna add a speaker from scratch. So we're gonna go to speakers, and you notice that here there are no speakers here, and we're gonna click on the blue button in the top right that says add speaker. Add speaker, we click that, we get this same screen that we were just looking at. And I'm gonna basically add in my son's account that we have been working with this whole time. We can give them a title. You can give them a company. I'm going to put them from composition. Hey, from competition, and I'm going to say assistant producer. Boom. We can put the speaker's logo here, and now I can select what sessions I want to add them to. I'm clicking web tips from composition. That's the only session we have created under this project. So I'm adding them there, and I'm clicking save, and you can see speaker Carson Nugent has successfully been saved, which is absolutely awesome. Now let's go over to that email address associated with Carson's account, and let's see what that invitation looks like. Now we're on my other desktop here. We're looking at the email address that is associated with my son's account, and you can see that it says, welcome to EVMUX. You've been invited as a speaker to composition. Once you will try to join the broadcast, you'll be asked to type the email address. Please enter the email address where you got this email. So it's giving you some very clear instructions. So all we've got to do now is click to join the broadcast. We're going to click that, and it's going to come up and say, oh, well, we do have to allow our camera and some other things there, but now let's give it the email address. And of course, I'm going to gray some of this stuff out because I don't want you guys to have all of my email addresses, but I'm going to add that in there, and we're going to say join broadcast right here at the very bottom. We're going to say join broadcast, and then it says loading session. It's loading, and boom, this is the speaker view, right? The guest view right there. This is what they will see when they come in as a speaker to your system. Notice on the side here, Mr. Carson Nugent Composition LLC. All of those things are already added because we created that when we added the speaker to our session. All right, we have that there, and then we are currently the speaker. This is, we're still in as the speaker right now. The speaker also has the ability, and we're going to get into some of this when we talk about, guests and all those other things, but the speaker has the ability to change to dark mode by simply clicking on this mode here at the bottom. They have this ability to change to dark mode. They also have the ability to change to live. And so it says live is not available because this session is not available yet. And then you can actually click here to switch session. Now, if they had multiple sessions assigned, they could actually switch from this session to a different session depending on the show that you invited them for, and depending on what you've given them access to as a speaker. I want to say, guys, this is pretty awesome. They can chat here, they can share their screen here, they can see the social comments that are coming in, they can see chat from the entire studio, or they can actually do individual chat with one-on-one people. And then there's other options as well. You can share a video, share screen. You have the wheel here. You can change your cam, microphones, different settings, echo cancellation. The speaker has access to do all of these things right here on this screen. And again, you can see that they have their little lower third here that says Mr. Carson Nugent, because that's what we set them up as. Pretty awesome setup, really simple design. They've thought through these things. I want you to understand that this has been intentional, and that is how you would set up your speakers and your collaborators in EVMUX. In EVMUX speak, collaborators can be assistant producers, chat moderators, green room managers who have access to help you manage your live show. While speakers can be added to a project and given access to one or multiple sessions, and even have their own unique room link. As a remote producer myself, there are so many ways this can be used. Let me know in the comments below if an EVMUX for remote producers video would be of interest to you. In a later video, we'll look at EVMUX graphics, comments, banners, chat, and other functions and features. That's going to be a long one, fam. Learn more about EVMUX from these videos.